The sleeping soldier darkness. Cold silence. Nothing moved. Then suddenly, a loud beep echoed. A soft light turned on inside a small cryopod. Fog rose as the glass cover opened slowly. Inside was a man. Pale skin, short brown hair, muscles tight, like stone. He opened his eyes fast and gasped for air like he had just come back from death. His name was Eli Grant. He sat up, breathing hard. His heart pounded. His head hurt. His hands shook. He looked around, confused. Everything looked strange. Smooth walls, glowing lights, floating machines. This was not a human ship. He touched his chest. He was still wearing his military armor, but it was old and cracked. A long scar ran across his shoulder. He didn't remember getting that. "Where am I?" he whispered, his voice rough and dry. A soft voice answered him. "You are safe now." He turned quickly. Standing near the door was a tall, strange figure. She had soft blue skin, long white hair that moved like water, and eyes that glowed like stars. She was not human, but she looked kind. "Who are you?" Eli asked, standing up slowly. "My name is Ciela," she said. "You don't remember me, but I remember you." Eli stared at her. She was calm, peaceful. Her voice was like music, not a threat. But still, he didn't trust easily. "What is this place?" he asked. "A healing ship," Ciela said. "You were badly hurt in the war. We found your pod floating in space 7 years ago." "7 years?" Eli stepped back. "How long have I been asleep?" "7 years," she said again, her eyes sad. "You've been in cryo-sleep. We kept you alive." "I kept you alive?" "Why?" he asked. "Why would you do that? You're not one of us." She looked down at her hands, then back into his eyes. "Because you saved me." "Back then," she said quietly. "And I promised I would wait for you." Eli blinked. Flashes came into his mind. Smoke, fire, screaming. An alien girl trapped under rubble, his hand reaching out. Was that her? He held his head. "I don't remember everything," he said. "You will," Ciela replied. "Your mind needs time." He looked around. Everything felt so empty. Quiet. No other voices. No human soldiers. No command center. "What happened to the others?" he asked. "My team. My people." She hesitated. "No one has answered from your side in years. No human signals, maybe. You are the last." Eli felt cold. "The last? How could that be?" "I don't believe it," he said. "Believe what you want," Ciela said gently. "But I'm here, and I'm not your enemy." He looked at her again. She didn't act like an enemy. And she had waited for him, cared for him, saved him. Still, something felt wrong. Something hidden. "You said I saved you," he said slowly. "Was it during the battle at Orion Field?" Ciela nodded. "Yes, your ship was crashing. You still stopped to help me." He frowned. "I don't remember much after that. Just an explosion." Ciela stepped closer. "You protected me, even though we were enemies then." Eli's mind buzzed. He wanted to believe her, he wanted to trust, but the war had taught him not to. "What do you want from me?" he asked. "Nothing," she said. "Just to keep you safe." Silence filled the room for a moment. Then Eli saw something shine near a table, a small metal tag. He picked it up. His heart froze. It was a human dog tag. But not his. It had someone else's name on it. Who else was here? Eli asked, eyes sharp now. Ciela looked away. "We found another. He woke up before you." "Where is he now?" She didn't answer. "Ciela," Eli said firmly. "What happened to him?" She finally said. "He left. He didn't trust me." "Maybe. He was right," Eli said. Ciela stepped back. Her glow faded just a little. "I never hurt him," she said. "I just couldn't stop him." Eli held the dog tag tight. Questions filled his mind. Who was the other human? Where did he go? Why didn't he wait? And why did Selah wait for him? He looked at her, searching her face for truth. You said, I saved you, he whispered. Yes. He looked down. But did I save the right person? Selah didn't speak. In his mind, the image came again. A girl trapped in fire, screaming. But this time, it wasn't Selah's face. It was someone else. Stranger in a strange world, Ellie couldn't sleep. The room was quiet, but his mind was loud. Questions spun in his head like a storm. The dog tag he found wasn't his. Someone else had woken up, before him. Another human, but Selah wouldn't say more. Why? Was she hiding something? He sat on the edge of his bed. Strange lights on the walls pulsed softly, changing colors like breathing. It was peaceful. Too peaceful. After years of war, peace felt like a lie. He stood and walked out of the room. The hallway curved like a spiral shell, smooth and glowing. Machines floated silently, scanning the air. He touched one. It didn't react. Maybe it didn't see him as a threat. Or maybe Selah told it not to. He passed a large window. Outside was black space, filled with glowing stars. In the distance, he saw a broken satellite drifting. It had human writing on it. UNS, Sentinel SARS lost. Year 2147. That was a ship from his fleet. The war had ended 7 years ago. But how? Who won? Did anyone survive? He kept walking. Suddenly, a door slid open by itself. Inside was a room filled with floating screens. Selah stood there, her back to him. Images played in the air. Old videos from the war. Explosions. Ships burning. Soldiers running. Eli watched silently. In one video, he saw himself, younger, shouting commands. His team behind him. Selah turned slowly. She didn't look surprised to see him. You're awake early, she said softly. I couldn't sleep, he replied. Too many questions. She nodded. You always had questions. And you always had answers? He asked. She didn't smile this time. Not all of them. Eli stepped into the room. Who was he? He asked. The one who woke up before me. She was silent for a moment. His name was Raynor, she finally said. Your commander. Eli's eyes widened. He was here, alive? Yes. He woke up 3 years ago, angry, confused. He didn't trust me, just like you. Where is he now? Eli asked. Selah looked at the screens. One showed a small ship flying away from the main vessel. He stole an escape pod, went down to a nearby planet. I never saw him again. You let him go? He had a weapon, she said. He was dangerous. Eli stared at her. And you think I'm not? You're different, she said. You saved me. He tried to kill me. Something inside Eli twisted. He remembered Commander Raynor. Hard, man loyal to Earth, hated all aliens. If he had been here, he wouldn't have stayed long, but still, leaving without a trace, no message, no fight. It didn't sound like Raynor. Eli looked at the screens. One showed a map, a nearby planet marked with a red dot. This is where he went? Yes. I want to go there. Selah stepped forward. Why? To find the truth. She looked at him, almost pleading. You don't have to do this. Stay. Rest. Your body is still healing. My body will heal. But my mind won't. Not until I know what really happened. Selah didn't argue. She turned and touched the screen. The red planet zoomed in. It's dangerous there, she said. No oxygen, broken systems. If he's still alive, and he's not the same. Then I need to find out, Eli said. She nodded slowly. I'll prepare a shuttle, but I'm coming with you. Eli didn't stop her. The shuttle launched an hour later. Small and fast, it flew through dark space. Inside, Eli sat in silence. Sayala sat beside him, controlling the ship with glowing panels. You knew he wouldn't trust you, Eli said suddenly. Yes, but you didn't try to stop him. He had pain in him, Sayala said. Anger. It burned like fire. Nothing I said reached him. And what about me? She turned to look at him. Your fire is smaller, but it's still there. Eli looked out the window. The red planet was close now, dusty, dead, broken. As they entered the atmosphere, the ship shook. Alerts flashed. Radiation field, Sayla said. Hold tight. They landed near what looked like an old human structure, half buried in sand and rust. Antennas were broken, solar panels cracked. A symbol on the wall said, Outpost. Echo 3 Earth Colony, this was ours, Eli said. A hidden base. They stepped out. Eli wore a mask for air. Sayela didn't need one. Inside the outpost, everything was dark. Broken lights flickered. He saw blood on the floor, human footprints, and something else, larger, heavier. They walked. Slowly, Eli found a small computer, still working. He turned it on. A message played. This is Commander Rayner. If anyone finds this, don't trust the alien. She's not what she says. She's hiding something deep inside her ship, a secret even Eli doesn't remember. The message cut off. Eli looked at Ciela. Her face was calm. Too calm. What secret is he talking about? Eli asked. She didn't answer. Instead, she whispered, You weren't just a soldier, Eli. You were something more. What do you mean? She stepped back slowly. It's time you remember who you really are. Memories in the machine. The outpost was quiet now. Too quiet. Eli stared at the old screen. Commander Rayner's message echoed in his mind. She's hiding something. Even Eli doesn't remember. He felt his heartbeat in his ears. He turned, slowly toward Sayela. What is he talking about? He asked again. What am I supposed to remember? Sayela's expression didn't change. Calm, unreadable. Not everything was yours to remember, she said quietly. Eli stepped closer. What does that mean? Your memories were altered before the war ended. His voice dropped cold. By who? She looked straight into his eyes. By your own people. He felt like the ground moved under him. You're saying my commanders erased my memories? Not erased, she said. Buried, locked away inside your mind. Eli took a step back. Why would they do that? Because you saw something, Ciela whispered. Something that could end the war, or start a new one. They returned to her ship. Neither spoke much during the flight. The silence was thick, full of fear and half-truths. When they landed, Sayela led him through the ship into a part he hadn't seen before. The walls here were darker, colder. No floating lights, no music, no welcome. She stopped in front of a large black door. It opened slowly with a deep hum. Inside was a circular room. In the center, a strange machine stood, tall, round, with a chair and a headpiece of wires and glowing nodes. What is this? Eli asked. A memory core, Sayla replied. Your brain holds the truth. This will help you unlock it. And what if I don't want to know? He asked. She looked sad. Then you'll never know who you really were. Eli hesitated, then slowly walked to the chair and sat down. The headpiece lowered onto him. A deep voice from the machine spoke. Memory sequence active. Preparing neural recall. Eli felt a sharp pain in his head. Then everything went black. Memory 1. He's standing in a lab, not a battlefield. There are doctors, scientists, humans, and aliens. Yes, aliens working with humans. A symbol on the wall, Project Nexus. A man in a black coat speaks to Eli. You are the link, the bridge between human and non-human. You volunteered for this. Eli. Looks down, his hands are shaking. Something is in his blood. Something new, an experiment. Memory. 2. Fire. Alarms. Soldiers shouting. The lab is under attack. Sayla is there, younger. Afraid. Eli helps her escape. Not because he was ordered to, because he chose to. A doctor gives him a drive. Don't let them take it, the doctor says. This holds everything. Then an explosion. Memory. 3. Eli is strapped to a chair. Humans stand over him. We can't risk the truth getting out, one of them says. Wipe his memory. Put him into cryo. Sayla's voice cries in the background. No, he saved us. But they don't listen. A needle. Darkness again. Back to present. Eli wakes up gasping, the machine lifting off his head. Sweat covers his face. He stares at Sayla. I was part of a secret experiment. Yes, she says. They changed my blood. Tried to make me… What? Stronger? Not stronger, she says. Connected. You were designed to understand both sides, human and alien. But they buried it. Hid it. Because they feared what you'd become. Eli stood up slowly. The room felt colder now. And the drive? He asked. The one the doctor gave me? Sayla nodded. You still have it, hidden inside your suit's chest plate. You've carried it all this time. He reached under his armor and found a small panel. Inside, a tiny glowing chip. The truth. But before he could speak, a loud alarm went off. A voice echoed through the ship. Foreign presence detected. Section 9. Eli and Sayla ran through the halls. They reached the back of the ship near a dark room. The door was broken. Claw marks on the metal. Inside, blood. Not Sayla's. Something had entered the ship. You said it was just us. Eli whispered. Sayla's face turned pale. I thought it was. Eli stared into the shadows. Then we're not alone. The hidden truth. The hallway was cold. Eli stood in front of the broken door, staring at the deep claw marks. Blood trailed into the dark room beyond. You said this ship was safe, he said, voice low. Sayla didn't answer. Eli turned to her. You lied to me again. I didn't lie, she said softly. I just didn't know. Something must have followed us from the outpost. Maybe it was already hiding inside. A creature? Eli asked. Or a person? Sayla looked down. Silence. That silence was her answer. They entered the dark room. Metal shelves had been knocked over. Old alien tools scattered the floor. The air was thick, not with danger, but with grief. Pain. Eli moved carefully, following the trail of blood. It ended near a glass pod. Inside it was something he had never seen before. A body. Female. Blue skin, just like Sayla. But her face was bruised, her body cold. Eli stared at the glass. Is that… Sayla stepped beside him. Her voice shook. My sister, she whispered. Eli looked at her. You told me your sister died during the war. She did, Sayla said, but not in battle. He waited. She was captured, Sayla said, by your people, kept in a lab for testing. Eli remembered the secret labs, the dark rooms, Project Nexus. They experimented on her? He asked. She nodded. She didn't survive the last test. I found her body later and brought her here. Why didn't you tell me this? Because you were one of them, Sayla said. You worked with those people. Eli stepped back. I didn't know what they were doing. Maybe not, but you were part of it. Her voice wasn't angry. It was tired, broken, full of quiet blame. I protected you, she added. Even after what they did to her. Because you saved me. Eli looked at the frozen body again. For the first time, he questioned his own side. The line between good and evil blurred now. Maybe the war hadn't been so black and white. Your sister, he said slowly. She was innocent? Yes. Then, what's the thing that followed us? If she's already dead, what's walking on this ship? Sayla hesitated. There was another, she said. From my world, A creature designed for war. Made in secret. A weapon. Why? Because we were losing. Eli felt cold again. And now it's here? Yes, Selah said. And it doesn't care who wins the war anymore. It only knows how to destroy. Later that night, Eli sat alone in the main chamber. His hand touched the small data chip hidden in his armor, the one the doctor gave him during the memory. Flash. He plugged it into the ship's console. A hologram appeared. Dr. Kalen, Project Nexus chief scientist. If you're seeing this, the man said, then you survived. Eli, you were our only success, the only one who could merge with alien. Tech, alien thought. Your mind was different. Open, and that made you dangerous. Eli frowned. The generals were afraid, the doctor continued. They erased your mind. They lied to the others. But I kept the truth safe. You're not just a soldier. You're the key to the next step of life. If both sides knew what you truly were. The message ended. Eli leaned back in the chair. Not just a soldier, he whispered. He stood up. Selah entered the room. You found the message. He nodded. So you know now, she said. I'm a weapon. No, she said, walking closer. You're a bridge. He looked at her. Is that why you stayed? Near me? Because of what I am. I stayed, she said. Because of who you are. For a moment there was silence. But it was not cold this time. It was heavy with truth and emotion. Suddenly, screams. The ship shook. Lights flickered. Voice on the intercom. Warning, hostile entity breached level 3, lives in danger. Eli grabbed his blaster. Selah ran beside him. They rushed to level 3. The hallway was ripped open. Acid burned through walls. Slime dripped from the ceiling. A loud growl echoed. From the smoke, something stepped forward. Tall. Black skin. Glowing. Red eyes, long arms, blades on its wrists. A hybrid. Not fully alien, not fully human. Eli recognized the shape. That was one of us, he said. Selah nodded. They turned a soldier into a beast. Who? Eli asked. She didn't answer. He pointed his blaster at the creature but stopped. The thing stared at him. Then it said something in a broken voice. Eli, you left me. His hand shook. Raynor? He whispered. The forgotten weapon. The creature stood tall in the smoke. Its body was twisted, part human, part alien, part machine. Skin like black stone, glowing veins of red and blue. A broken helmet hung from its head, cracked in the middle. Its voice echoed again. Eli, you left me behind. Eli's knees locked. He knew that voice. Raynor, he said quietly. But this thing couldn't be Raynor. His commander was a hard man, but human. Proud, focused. Not this monster. What did they do to you? Eli whispered. The creature stepped closer. Metal claws scraped the walls. It tilted its head. They said you died. They told me to survive. They told me to become. Eli raised his blaster slowly. Selah stood beside him, not moving, watching carefully. Don't shoot yet, she whispered. It remembers you. That may be the only thing keeping it from attacking. The creature, Raynor, twitched. You had the drive. The key. They said it was in you. You were the one they feared. What key? Eli asked. You were the weapon, Eli, not me. His words hit Eli like fire. That's not true, Eli said, stepping back. They created weapons, not me. I volunteered to be a bridge between worlds. No, Raynor hissed. You were designed to end the war. In one strike, Eli shook his head. But deep inside, something inside him stirred, a memory he hadn't seen, a flash, a room. A scientist speaks. If we complete the merge, he'll no longer be human. Another man replies. He already isn't. Eli screams. In the chair. Blue light pours from his chest, back to present. Eli drops to one knee. His head burns. Energy pulses through his arms. His veins glow blue. Sayla sees it too. Her eyes widen. "You're changing," she says. "What is happening?" "To me?" Eli gasps. Raynor growls. "You're waking up, your real self." Suddenly, alarms. The ship shudders. Energy spike detected. Internal system breach. A voice from the console repeats. "Warning, prototype weapon active." Eli's hands are glowing now. His chest vibrates. Something inside is coming alive. He clutches the armor, rips open the chest plate. Beneath it is a core, glowing with alien symbols fused to his body. He wasn't carrying the weapon. He was the weapon. Sayla stares in shock. They didn't just connect you to alien thought. They built the weapon into your body. Eli steps back. "Why would they do this?" "Because they were desperate," Raynor growls. "And you were perfect." The ship shakes again. The lights flicker. The system can't handle the power. Eli grips a railing. "How do I shut this off?" Sayla runs to the console. "I don't think you can. It's not a machine. It's part of your heart now." "Then what happens if it activates fully?" "The weapon is designed to end entire fleets," Sayla says. "You'll kill everything around you, including her, including himself." Raynor charges, screaming, half man, half beast. Eli reacts by instinct. His hand rises, and blue energy blasts from his palm. Raynor is thrown back into a wall, cracking it. "I didn't mean to." Eli stumbles forward. "You can't control it," Raynor snarls. "That's the curse. That's why they locked you away. They should have told me the truth." "Truth?" Raynor laughs, voice breaking. "Truth died with the others. We were pawns. And you were the bomb they never dropped." Raynor stands again. Blood drips from his mouth. "Now drop it, Eli. Finish what they started." Eli shakes his head. "I'm not a weapon. I'm not going to kill for them." "Then let me." Raynor growls, charging once more. This time Sayla stops him. She steps between them, her hand raised, her skin glowing bright white. "Enough!" she shouts. Raynor halts, trembling. "He's not your enemy," she says. "He's not theirs anymore. He's free." Eli breathes hard. Everything is breaking inside him. Memories, bones, beliefs. But one thing is clear now. He can no longer run from what he is. After the battle, they trap Raynor in a cryopod. He's unconscious, but alive. Eli sits alone in the medical bay, staring at his glowing hand. Sayla enters quietly. "How much time do I have before it takes over?" he asks. "Days, maybe less." "Can you remove it?" "No," she says. "But there may be someone who can." Eli looks up. "Who?" Sayla hesitates. "Someone from my world," she says. "A healer. An exile. She knows forbidden things." "Then we go to her," Eli says. Sayla nods. But before they leave, Eli does one last thing. He opens the full contents of the drive and sees something that makes his blood freeze, a file called Project Elias 1 with his face. Under it, the words, "Mission. Objective, deploy into alien space, build trust, detonate." The last human? The ship flew through dark space, silent and fast. Eli sat alone in the back cabin, the glowing data drive still in his hand. The file name echoed in his mind like a curse. Project Elias 1. Deploy, build trust, detonate. His name was never just Eli. It was Elias 1, a weapon with a mission. He wasn't sent to fight. He was sent to get close and destroy from inside, a living bomb, a tool in a long, ugly war. And the worst part? He didn't even know it. Sayla entered the room. Her eyes were tired but calm. "We'll reach my planet soon," she said. "But you need to decide something before we land." Eli looked at her. "Decide what?" "Who you are now," she said. "A weapon, or something more." He didn't answer. Instead, he opened his hand, showing her the drive. "You knew," he said. "You knew what I was." She shook her head. "I knew you were made for war. But I never believed that's all you were." And now? He asked. She looked away. Now I'm not sure what to believe. The silence hurt more than any weapon. The ship entered the orbit of Sayla's homeworld, Varelia. From space it looked like a blue crystal. Oceans glowed, clouds shimmered with energy, floating cities sparkled across the sky, but not everything was peaceful. As they flew lower, Eli saw burnt lands, dead forests, ruined towers. Parts of this world had been destroyed, some by humans, some by their own kind. He realized something else. This was the war zone his people never talked about, the side no one ever showed on human screens. Sayla looked out the window. Her voice was low. My people never forgot what humans did. Eli nodded. And humans never saw what they caused. They landed near a quiet canyon, hidden from satellites and sensors. An old building stood carved into stone. Glowing vines crawled up its walls. Inside lived the exile, a woman called Kara. She was tall, older, with silver skin and deep black eyes. Her fingers moved like wind through water. She didn't speak when they entered. She just stared at Eli. Finally, she whispered, "It lives inside you." Eli stepped back. "Can you remove it?" "No," Kara said. "But I can show you the truth, the full truth." He hesitated, then nodded. She placed her hands on his head. Glowing light surrounded them. Sayla stood back, watching in silence. A vision began. This time he didn't see the war. He saw the meetings behind it. Generals, leaders, talking about fear, about alien intelligence growing too fast, about control. "We'll make something beautiful," one said. "He'll look human, act human, even believe he is human, but deep inside he will be the final key." They didn't train Eli. They programmed him. They gave him dreams, memories, feelings, all carefully shaped. Even his moment of saving Sayla was designed. They had known she would be there. Eli was made to get close to her people, and then when they trusted him, he would explode. The core in his chest wasn't just power, it was a virus. It would send out a pulse wave, kill every alien in a 1,000-mile radius, burn their networked systems, collapse their world's defenses, but only if he got close enough. And now, he was already here, deep inside their home. The vision ended. Eli dropped to the floor, breathing hard. Sweat dripped down his face. Kira stepped back. "Now you see," she said. "You were the final attack." Sayla didn't move. She stared at Eli like she didn't recognize him anymore. "It was never real," she said, her voice shaking. "Everything. The rescue. The care. The bond." Eli stood. "It was real to me." "You don't even know if those feelings are yours," she whispered. "What if they were planted?" Eli didn't answer, because he didn't know. Outside the building, the wind howled. A storm approached. Kira warned them. "The planet senses the weapon. It reacts to your core. Soon others will come." "Your people?" Eli asked. She nodded. "Or worse." Sayla walked to the door. "What do we do now?" Eli stood still. His hand touched his chest. "I have to get it out," he said, "before it activates." "And if it can't be removed?" Sayla asked. Eli looked at her. "Then you'll have to stop me." That night, as they prepared for escape, a strange transmission was received from deep space. A human signal. Weak, but real. Eli ran to the console, decoded it. A face appeared. Old, tired, scarred. Commander Rayner. "Eli," he said, voice broken. "They're coming. The ones who made us. The ones who used us. They're not done. And they want you back. Because you're the only prototype that worked." The screen blinked. "You're not the last human, Eli. But you are the last one who matters." Truth, war, and love, the storm had begun. Dark clouds rolled across the sky of Varelia. Lightning streaked through the air, not natural but pulsing with machine energy. Eli stood at the edge of the canyon, staring at the sky. Above, massive ships entered the atmosphere. Sharp edges, black metal. They didn't belong to Scylla's people. They were human, or worse. The hidden faction that created Eli. The ones who never wanted peace. Behind him, Scylla approached quietly. Her voice barely broke the wind. "They found you." Eli nodded. "They built me. They always knew how to find me again." "What will they do now?" He didn't answer. But deep inside he already knew. They didn't come to save him. They came to use him. Or erase him. Scylla led him back into the sanctuary. Kara had already packed what little she had. She knew the end was near. "They will land near the ruins," she said. "You must choose before they reach us." "Choose what?" Eli asked. Kara pointed to his chest, the glowing core, inside him pulsing faster now like a heartbeat out of control. "If you stay here, they'll use your core to activate the virus. It will wipe out this city, maybe the entire planet." Eli turned away. "If I leave?" he asked. "They'll follow you," Scylla said, "and start another war, on another world." He was trapped. Either he stayed and destroyed Scylla's people, or left and doomed another race. But then, Kara said something else. "There is a third way," she said slowly. Eli turned. "What?" She opened a small device. Ancient, glowing with both alien and human design. "This can contain your core, absorb its energy, remove it from your body." "Why haven't you used it before?" "Because it's unstable," she said. "It will destroy the core and everything touching it." Eli understood it wasn't a fix, it was a sacrifice. A voice broke through the ship's comms again. "Commander Rayner." "Eli, they're here, and they don't care about you anymore. They'll take what's inside you even if it kills you. Even if it kills the girl. Make your choice." Eli stood in silence. Later that night, under a dead tree, he and Scylla sat together for what could be the last time. "Did they make me love you?" Eli asked her. She didn't reply at first. "Maybe. They planted the seed," she whispered. "But what grew, that was real." A long silence followed. Eli looked up at the stars. "I was built to destroy your world," he said, "and yet I would die to protect it." Scylla touched his hand. "Then you're not a weapon anymore." Dawn. The enemy ships landed. Metal. Giants walked out, human but not. Cold faces, no emotion. One of them pointed at Eli. "Project Elias 1, the commander said. "Return with us, or we'll take the core from your corpse." Eli stepped forward, calm. "You want it?" he said. "Then take it." He threw Kara's device to the ground. The machine activated. Glowing light burst from the soil. The enemy opened fire too late. Scylla screamed, running toward Eli. He caught her, held her. The light consumed everything. Silence. Then, slowly, sound returned. Wind, birds, no alarms. No war. Scylla opened her eyes. She was lying on the ground, alive. Eli was gone. Only a small burn mark remained where he stood. The enemy ships, dust. The virus core, destroyed. The war, over. Weeks passed. Virelia began to heal. The skies were blue again. Cities repaired. The people mourned. But they also celebrated. A weapon was built to end them. A man chose to save them. In Scylla's room, a small crystal sat on her table. A gift from Kara. Sometimes at night it glowed. When she touched it, she heard a voice. Eli's voice. "If I was made from war, then you taught me how to love. And maybe that's what saved us all. The end."